yo mi sentimiento. Frena como yo freno mi decepción. Calla como yo callo mi sentimiento. Frena como yo freno mi decepción. Ponle rienda tensa al corazón, enséñalo a ocultar sus amarguras, a que no llore más, a que no piense en mí. Si yo te había olvidado, por fin había logrado no pensar en ti. Si todo fue blasfemia, tú nunca me quisiste, porque mientes así. Si no es posible que me engañes más, no implores más, no me busques más. Escucha este consejo, no vuelvas a engañar en el mundo jamás. Como ayer, como ayer, como ayer, como ayer, como ayer,
Dicen que muere de espanto
como ayer,
aquel que visiones ve,
como ayer,
pero dicen que muere de espanto
como ayer,
aquel que visiones ve.
como ayer,
Yo he visto la muerte en Sanco,
como ayer,
no sé si me moriré.
como ayer,
Mi madre me dijo un día,
como ayer,
Tito, ¿por qué tú no cantas?
como
Mi
ayer,
madrecita me dijo un día,
como ayer,
Tito, ¿por qué tú no cantas?
como ayer,
Si yo te di la garganta
como ayer,
de acero y mampostería.
como ayer.
Vaya Irene, sabrosón con ese tren. El tercero sinfónico.
Como ayer, como ayer, como ayer, como ayer.
Well, good morning if it's morning, good evening if it's evening, and good night if it's night. And a big hearty salam alaikum to each and every one of you that's listening to us now, or will be listening to us in archives. My. What a lovely day in Texas. It is just about 90 degrees, and it's supposed to rain today. Okay, so I'm hoping that we get a little rain in there. My grass definitely needs some rain and things of that sort. Well, there are a couple of things I want to speak about today. But I'm just going to start with the most simplest one. And I've said this thing several times on the show before, but I guess I have to say it again. There are several or many people that I see all the time with elekes around their necks. For those of you who do not know what elekes are, they are the beads that are worn around certain orishas and people that have been introduced into orisha, whether it be Lukumi, whether it be Ifa, whether it be whatever it may be. But it has become a trend where I see people that are wearing multitudes, dozens of elekis, and have no initiation. Some of these people are what you would call well-known, selling knickknacks, selling readings, selling all type of stuff all over the internet. And I think it is a travesty. I think it's a form of appropriation. Why do I think it's a form of appropriation? Because if you're not initiated into these things, if you haven't received your warriors, if you have not received the Eleke ceremony, there is a ceremony that is done prior to putting these Elekis on. If you don't know who your guardian Orisha is, if you don't know because someone told you up under a palm tree, no. When you know who your head Orisha is, you either sit down on the mat with a babalao or an oluo, okay, or you sit on the mat with an oba or a very good santero or Orisha, where the Orisha is brought down and you find out who is on top of your head. See, there have been instances where a person receives one Eleki, one koyal, all right, to the best of my knowledge. Because this certain Eleki or this certain Orisha has asked for a certain protection for you, okay? You need to have this because for this protection or for that or for whatever it may be. But there still is a ceremony for that one Eleki. There still is a ceremony for that one Eleki. The other thing that is done and I've seen is during a drumming or something like this here when the Orisha is mounted and the person is thrown a maso, which is the big Elekis with the certain thing. That is telling you that you need to either recognize that Orisha or that you have to crown as soon as possible. One or the other. So when I see these people with 1,000,000 Elekis, when I see this, I call it a part of appropriation. And when and then people come up to me all the time, because I'm not the type of person that will go up to a person and say Alafia or Salam Alaikum or anything like that. When a person approaches me, and I'm out on the street and they ask me, then I ask them. And I gotta be very, very, very blunt and truthful to these people and the people that I don't know that are doing these things. See, wearing a whole bunch of Elekis does not make you spiritual. Does not connect you to any Orisha. It just makes you a super duper fan. And while you are wearing your 100 Elekis, I honestly think you should buy yourself a cape. And with that cape, you could become a super fan and you can fly across the air and you can continue wishing. I'll be right back.
Madre agua, yo tabalario. Piquinini, yo tabalario. Madre agua, yo tabalario. Mi garotera, mi garotera. Madre agua, yo tabalario. Arunga sube, arunga va. Madre agua, yo tabalario. 7 veces. Santa María, María. Corta la caña para el ingenio. Santa María, María. Vamos, vamos, siempre saya. Santa María, María. Dame la ronda, los pies que tenemos. Santa María, María. Manejando. Santa María, María. Manecheche. Santa María, María. Manitundo. Santa María, María. Vamos, Pedro. Santa María, María. Vamos, Pedro. Santa María, María. Fuente Ganga. Santa María, María. Manejando. Poco de la Río. Vengo de mi vengo de la Río. Poco de la Río. No vengo de mi vengo de la Río. Poco de la Río. No vengo de mi vengo de la Río. Un poco de la Río. No vengo de mi vengo de la Río. Un poco de la Río. No vengo de mi vengo de la Río. Un poco del agua del mar con el agua del río. El agua del mar con el agua del río. Yo me llevo todo lo malo con el agua del mar. El agua del mar con el agua del río. El agua del mar con el agua del río. Yo me llevo todo lo malo con el agua del mar. Con el agua del río.
Con el agua del mar,
Con el agua del río.
con el agua del mar,
Con el agua del río.
con el agua del mar,
Con el agua del río, con el agua del mar, con el agua del río, el agua del mar, con el agua del río, yo me llevo todo malo con el agua del mar, con el agua del río,
con el agua del mar,
con el agua del río,
con el agua del mar,
con el agua del río,
con el agua del mar,
con el agua del río, con el agua del mar, con el agua del río, el agua del mar, con el agua del río, yo me llevo todo malo con el agua del mar, con el agua del río.
con el agua del mar,
Con el agua del río,
con el agua del mar,
con el agua del río,
con el agua del mar,
con el agua del río,
con el agua del mar,
con el agua del río,
con el agua del mar,
con el agua del río,
con el agua del mar,
el agua del río,
con el agua del mar,
el agua del río,
con el agua del mar,
el agua del río,
con el agua del mar,
el agua del río,
con el agua del mar,
el agua del río,
con el agua del mar,
el agua del río, Santa María, Mario, mare agua,
Santa María, María,
mare lago,
Santa María, María,
Santa Arena,
Santa María, María,
vamos caca,
Santa María, María,
bianco, bianco,
Santa María, María,
campo de mar,
Santa María, María, Santa María, María,
bianco, bianco,
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 Santa María, María,
bianco, lente,
Santa María, María.
Since I was just talking about, elections and crowns and things of that sort, I guess I'll share with you a story. It is called A King's Crown. It's from the 19th century. Okay? No, actually, I'm sorry. The mask that I'm watching is from the 19th century. This is a Yoruba tale. The story says, in the King's Crown, long, long ago, Olorum, the sky god, lowered a great chain from the heavens to the ancient waters. Down this chain climbed Odudua, Oloru's son. Odudua brought with him handfuls of dirt, a special 5-toed chicken, and a palm nut. He threw the dirt upon the ancient waters and set the chicken on the dirt. The chicken was busily scratched and scattered all the dirt until it formed the first dry earth. In the center of the new world, Odudua created the magnificent Ife, the kingdom, and he planted palm nut, which grew into a proud tree with 16 branches, symbolizing the 16 sons and grandsons of Odudua. Odudua was the first ruler of the kingdom and the father of all Yoruba. Over time, he crowned his 16 sons and grandsons and sent them off to establish their own great Yoruba kingdom. As descendants of the sky god, these first Yoruba rulers are their direct descendants were divine kings. Only they could wear the special veiled crown that symbolize their sacred power. I'll be right back.
Egun. Aumba wa ore, aumba wa oma, awa otun, awa oma, awa oma le yawo bobo egun kawe. Aumba wa ore, aumba wa oma, awa otun, awa oma. Yoba le yawo bobo egun kawe. Egun bale o, 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 egun bale o. Awa oma le yawo bobo egun kawe. Ope un toro, lagba, ope un toro. Ope un toro, lagba, ope un toro. Ope un toro, lagba, ope un toro. Hacer con egun, bobo egun, anda. Aomba, waori, aomba, waoma, waotu, awaoma, le yawo, bobo egun, kawe. Ope un toro, lagba, ope un toro, lagba, ope un toro, lagba, ope un toro, lagba, ope un toro.
All right. I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you enjoyed that first story. And now it's time for the Tough Shit Tarot of the Day. Two-faced. You believe that your gossip is well-intentioned, but when you look closer, you will realize it is mostly self-serving. Look inward at your own fears and jealousies. Well, guys, There was something else I wanted to speak about today. And it's not too long-winded. It's just an observation and a conversation that I had today. And mind you, I can still hear the guy laughing in the back. So I took some time and went into meditation and started reflecting all the things that I see on social media. I wanted to know why the introduction of glitter is so prominent now inside of what we call our spiritualities. So I was so perplexed with it. So I decided to ask the spirit of High John the Conqueror, when was glitter brought to the plantation? Mind you, he is still laughing. See, guys, again, social media and the internet has made visualization important. And visualization is not important when it comes to magical work. Again, I have known workers that with a glass of water could heal or destroy. I have known workers that with some simple dust could make someone start walking backwards and picking up cigarette butts. But I have yet to meet a worker that can take some glitter and make someone rich. I have yet seen a worker that can take some glitter and heal someone. Maybe inside some other tradition that I don't know anything about. But in this tradition, in ATR-derived religions, there is no such thing. So it's other than being for show. For having someone say, oh, that work is beautiful. That work is splendid. Mind you, I have known a lot of workers, old and young alike. Glitter is made for your pushermen, your internet filters. It's not for fucking work. I'll be right back.
cure from the past. How long can a good thing last? Ooh, got to be mellow, y'all. Gotta get mellow now. Push a man, get mellow, y'all. Heavy mind, heavy sight, making money all the time. My LD and just me for all junkies to see. Ghetto Prince is my thing, making love's how I swing. I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man. 2 bags, please, for a generous fee. Make your world what you want it to be. Got a woman I love desperately. Wanna give her something better than me. Been told I can't be nothing else. Just a hustler in spite of myself. I know I can make it this life, just don't make it. Lord, Lord, yeah. Got to get mellow now. Gotta be mellow, y'all. Got to get mellow now. I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, I'm that nigga in the alley. I'm your doctor when you need, want some coke, have some weed. You know me, I'm your friend, your main boy, thick and thin. I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man. Pusher man.
Well, come to think about it, I was also thinking about something that Mama Star said the other day about her oils being made per person, and about her how the way she made her oils and how she did her things in an old-fashioned way. I am often questioned and asked by clients and people about certain shops and certain places that sell oils and things of that sort, and hot foot powders and stuff like that. I would never understand for the life of me why a hot foot powder, which originally contained lye and red devil's stuff and all types of little things that went inside some hot foot powder, would smell sweet. Again, mass marketing and the prettiness of it. See, back in the days, and still sometimes today, okay, a lot of places in old conjure shops, and there aren't too many old ones left over. There's still one in Georgia that sells oils, Rondo's, okay? And you look inside of Rondo's oils, and there is not a bit of shrubbery, there's not a bit of anything inside of there. Actually, it doesn't smell like anything. Also, there was a lady, Madam Miriam, I think it is, that was at the New Orleans conjure shop. And she made oils, okay? And they all were the same, okay? The difference was the energy that she put into them and the way she prayed over each oil before she passed it over to someone. That's it. So when I see these things of mass marketing and overpricing of things, I often say to myself, wow, what has this become? What is going on? See, because, bro, I got to bring it back. And, and it sounds crazy, but it should ring some type of alarm for you. Okay? We're in the plantation, and I say plantation, and I don't say it lightly. Because most of these things, or these spiritualities that we're talking about, especially when we're talking about hoodoo and root work and conjure, where was the dye? Where were the special flowers? Where were the colorings? Where was the fucking glitter? See, I know that there's room for adaptation and everything. And I'm not saying that none of these things don't work. But the magic is in the simplicity. The magic is in the spirit. The magic is with the spirits and the ancestors. I can't say it no more than that. When I come back, I'm going to give you another story. But right now, let's play something that's going to get y'all a little funky and probably get you up a little bit. I'll be right back. Come on, Yvette the Motown Witch, get on up. I see Dalma's also listening. R.K. Gomez is in Hawaii doing his thing next to the palm tree. E.F. Still is in a university in Boston. Ifa Bayu, I see you doing your thing at Love Supply Botanica. Nicole just jumped on in and she's also swinging to the beat. Don't let this music fool you. Tell your people at your prospective shops that I am waving at them. I see them hearing us in Conjure, New Orleans. On YouTube. Hey, Ms. Rickman, how you doing? Mr. Obatala is in a rainy Miami. Don't get wet. Miss Nicole, how them waist speeds going? It's 12 o'clock somewhere, baby. You know you ain't doing it right if you haven't turned it up. You're listening to the original glitter hater, Candelo Kimbisa, on It's 12 O'Clock Somewhere.
Yonse, baka yonse, makosa.
Chantel Corrigan just joined us from the UK. She called me the original glitter hater. Hashtag. All I'm asking you to do is to go on ahead and share the show. One time for Doc Beverly, who just got out of Facebook jail. That was Soul Makosa by Manu Dibango. There we go, guys. If that don't bring you back, I don't know what will. Well, you might be a youngin' listening. So, let's get to our next little story. The King's Daughters. A Nigerian tale on pride. A long time ago, a wealthy king had 3 beautiful daughters. They had everything they wanted, offered to them on a platter of gold. However, one thing was lacking in their life. None of them had a husband, nor did they have a suitor. This made the king very unhappy. He had food, but he could not eat. What shall we do? He asked his wife, I want my children to be happily married, but they think that no one is good enough for them. The king's daughters were, however, not bothered. I want to marry the richest man alive, said the oldest daughter. I want to marry the most handsome man, said the younger daughter. As for the youngest sister, I want to marry a king just like my father. Only he would be richer and more powerful. Oh, what a life! I shall live being the queen of a great empire. Their mother queen added, whoever marries my daughters will be lucky man, seeing how beautiful they all are. Oh no, my daughters will marry the best men in the whole land. The king's heart was very troubled. He told his wife, I am finding my daughters men who will love and care for them. I will not watch them grow old without husbands and children. Do whatever you want, said the queen, but my daughters will only marry anyone who they can tell their names. That way, I will be sure that they are marrying the wisest men in the entire land. It was announced throughout the land that the king wanted the wisest men to marry his children. However, he could not tell the names or be given their hands in marriage. The rich and famous went with gifts to the palace but they couldn't guess the princess's name. No one ever called by their real names. Everyone was called the princess. Soon as every man in the land had gone to ask for the prince's hands in marriage, but no one could tell their names. So the tortoise, a very crafty animal, decided that he would give it a try. But before he went to the palace, he sneaked around the princesses, following them everywhere without their knowledge. Just when the tortoise came and started to think that there was no hope for him, luck smiled upon him one day. The princesses went out apple picking on the outskirts of town. They hadn't gone very far, and the youngest princess saw a bike. Now the bike was very uncommon sight in these days. The youngest princess was so excited she started singing and sang. She called out her older sisters by real name and ended up singing all together, dancing around the bike and calling each other's names. That was how the turtle knew the names. But alas, the turtle remembered all princesses' names. He went to the palace and told the king. The whole town gathered, and the tortoise said the name of each princess as everyone was shocked. The king had no choice but to give all his daughters to the turtle as his wives. The princess and the queen was extremely sad, but there was nothing anyone could do. And also the tortoise started taking the princess home as his wives. And on their way to the tortoise home, the princes were so ashamed that each of them chose a very different lifestyle rather than become a turtle's wife. And so it happened since that day that no one ever saw any of the princesses again. The king and the queen were very sad, but there was nothing anyone could do. If their princess and their mother had only known not to have been so proud and arrogant in choosing their husbands. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'll be right back.
Would you look at this? It's a half-pint film, bitch!
That's on me, baby. Yeah, you can snooze if you wanna, but not on me, baby. And no, I ain't taking no losses. Yeah, I got heat, baby. No, I don't know nothing about dozing. No, I don't sleep, baby. You niggas ain't guessing me, nigga. Yeah, I'm on E, baby. Got all designer on me. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. These niggas be lying on me. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. All these diamonds on me. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. Keep that out of on me. Yeah, that's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. You know it ain't gassing me, nigga. Hey, I'm on E, baby. Hey, I'm on lean, baby. Hey, pre-codeine, baby. Yeah. I told heat, baby. Hey, double G's, baby. Hey, hold my jeans, baby. Yeah. Be my piece, baby. Hey, if you want beef, baby. Hey, then you can leave, baby. Yeah. I don't sleep, baby. Hey, I'm so street, baby. Hey, so low key, baby. Yeah. And I don't guessing me, nigga. I told the little niggas I'm finna boss up. These people will laugh at me, nigga. They say, little yellow, you too floss up. These niggas is after you, nigga. But I ain't backing that for no nigga. Flip your ass back with little nigga. Yeah, you can snooze if you wanna, but not on me, baby. And no, I ain't taking no losses. Yeah, I got heat, baby. No, I don't know nothing about dozing. No, I don't sleep, baby. You niggas ain't guessing me, nigga. Yeah, I'm on E, baby. Got all designer on me. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. These niggas be lying on me. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. Hey, real stiff on these niggas, I gotta be. No Twitter, but these niggas follow me. Keep that fire on me. They talking about robbing me. Keep 100, bitch, you ain't got a lot of me. The same nigga robbing me, I thug with him private. I don't talk my business, keep my shit private. Can't go behind bar, got a family that rely on me. And a nigga too north, so that pistol right on side of me. I act out violently, nigga move silently. Never been a puss, so that shit ain't side of me. Nigga want war, gon' start a robbery. Young nigga doing numbers, you'll think I hit the lottery. Baby girl swallow me, deep throat goggle me. Room around the city, that's some pussy nigga shot at me. But I was out of town, yeah, it seemed like a lot of me. And the money that you counting up, that shit ain't a lot to me. Fuck you mean, boy. Gangsta in my jeans, boy. Walking in a shoe that you ain't never seen, boy. I don't like talk, say the chopper got a beam, boy. When the bitch get the spunk, yeah, hit a nigga spleen, boy. Ain't too much pasta and make a nigga lean, boy. Next shot's a drug, yeah, I heard you a green, boy. Mixing this red with a little bit of green, boy. Play with me if you want it, it'll be a crime scene, boy. Yeah, you can snoop if you want it, but not on me, baby. And no, I ain't taking no losses. Yeah, I got heat, baby. No, I don't know nothing about those. No, I don't sleep, baby. You niggas ain't guessing me, nigga. Yeah, I'm on E, baby. Got all design on me. That's on me, baby. Yeah, that's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. These niggas be lying on me. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. All these diamonds on me. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. Keep that out on me. Yeah, that's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby.
All right. You're listening to It's 12 O'Clock Somewhere with Candelo Kimbisa. And let me tell you something, guys. I'm really considering bringing Candelo's Corner back. The reason I want to bring it back is because I want to bring more interviews back into the fray. I'm going to do it only one time a week. Maybe not Mondays like before, maybe another day. But I want to bring Candelo's Corner back. I want to bring the interviews back. I want to bring the different spiritualities back. I want to be able to incorporate a live call-in number, which is something I can't do on Spreaker. I'm going to keep it 12 o'clock somewhere on Spreaker because I love the format. I love that I can post it on several things, that I can post it on several sites all the time. But there's certain things that I can't do on Spreaker that I can do on Blog Talk, which is receive live phone calls and things of that sort. But what I will do is I'll take recordings of Candelo's Corner and put them on Spreaker. I think I can do that. So hopefully everything will go exactly as planned. Well, guys, we're coming to the end of the show, and I do appreciate all of you being with us. Remember to check us out at the Mile High Conjure Gala. The Mile High Conjure Gala is in its second year. It is being held again this year, and hopefully for the remaining years to come, at the Lumber Baron Inn in beautiful Denver, Colorado. With us will be Professor Charles Porterfield, Professor Ames, Doc Beverly, Michelle Jackson, Miss Aida, Ryan James, Amberzine Laguerre. There are so many people. Yvette the Motown Witch will be there. Rains Conjure will be there. There are so many people there. And I want you all to partake in this wonderful thing that we call the Mile High Conjure Gala. Please go by milehighconjuregala.com and check it out, guys. Buy your tickets. If you want to be a vendor, go ahead and vend. It's pretty easy. I believe that the vending spaces are $100 for one day and $175 for both days. So think about it. The thing that you get back is that you get to network, you get to sell, and you get to sell your damn products. So check it out at the Mile High Conjure Gala. Tell Loretta that Candelo Kimbisa sent you. All right, guys. What else do I have to say? I guess I don't have anything else to say. As always, may all the echoes and shadows that accompany you have all the necessary light. From where I sit, that's it. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, guys.
Through drought and famine, natural disasters, my baby has been around for me. Kingdoms are falling, angels be calling. None of that could ever make me leave. Yeah. Every time I look into your eyes, I see it. You're cries that can be heard from far and wide. It's only the two of us. Everything I need between those thighs. Every time I look into your eyes, I see it. You're all I need. Every time I get a bit inside, I feel it. Ooh, who would have thought I'd get you? Oh yeah, babe. Ooh, who would have thought I'd get you? If you got someone like, don't you love when I come around? Somebody just fill you up, then I take you down. Got someone like, don't you love when I come around? Somebody just fills you up, then I take. Ooh, who would have thought I'd get you? Oh yeah, babe. Ooh, who would have thought I'd get you?
This feels like summer. Boy, you make me feel so alive. Just be my lover. Boy, you lead me to paradise.
It's 12 o'clock somewhere was brought to you by Love Supply Botanica, themotownwitch.com, the Mile High Conjure Gala, and of course, kimbisa.org.